Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing great and you survived Snowpocalypse 2019. I'm sitting here with Miss Brenda Bridges, who is our February recipient of the Gorilla Award. But I did want to take a moment to say hey to you guys as spring is upon us. A lot of fun coming into the selling season. Super Bowl is upon us, Valentine's Day is upon us, and then we get geared up for St. Patrick's Day and summer is on. So I hope you're prepared. I know we are. But let's get down to business. Let's find out a little bit about this month's Gorilla Award recipient, Miss Brenda Bridges. So Brenda, where are you from?
I was born in Coleman, Alabama.
Coleman, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I lived for 10 years in Florida.
Why did you leave Florida?
My parents moved back.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to Woodlawn. Then I got married and I got moved out in the country.
So were you at Woodlawn when the filming,
No.
No?
No. That came after
Oh, okay.
I graduated from Woodlawn.
Okay, all right. It's still nice to have a play there,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you worked here at this company?
It will be 21 years in April.
21 years. Now you already mentioned, but who hired you?
Mr. Barnett.
Golden Holden.
Golden Holden. He interviewed me and he said, as far as I'm concerned, you have the job, but it all depends on Harry and Steve. So I came back in for a second interview with Harry and Steve, and Steve, I've told him this numerous times, Steve kept going, nodding his head. And I thought, do I? And Mr. Barnett said, as far as I'm concerned, she's got the job. And I said, yeah. But we'll, at that time, Elaine worked here, and Elaine called me and told me that I had the job. And I said, well, Mr. Barnett already told me that I got the job.
He spilled the beans, huh? He's a good fella. He still comes around often just to check on folks.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's really keeping tabs on us and making sure that we're running the company the way we should. What's a fun story that you've had with Birmingham Beverage transitioning into AlaBev? Because you've seen us move into the state and do all sorts of stuff.
The very first time that I ever had to start answering the phone, I got a call from a customer, and I did not know the products that we carried. And they started screaming, I want my ching down now, I want my ching down now. And I thought, who is this individual? And that let me know that I needed to learn what the products were.
So you know all our products now?
No, not everything. No, far
it's
from it.
Just about 1,200 out there.
Far from it.
What was the first job then? What did they hire you on to do?
Primarily to do whatever Steve needed for me to do.
And you accepted?
Yeah. And also to help with tie out the routes. At that time we had Peggy and Joyce that were here, and I helped with that. But then it branched out from there.
Yeah, I know. It's always just to call Brenda. It doesn't even matter. What was the hardest part about us growing and you sort of running Grand Central Station there?
Really, I just had to learn to say, I don't do that.
You pass it on to
and I
someone
pass
else.
it on to somebody else. But I've tried not to do that. But some of it has been where I just say, hey guys, I don't do that. I can't do that.
That's good.
And I just, and I say you need to go to, I'll either send to whoever I know does it. But I do not know if, I think you probably know, but I'm not sure if everybody knows. I had a stroke in 2011. And that was the hardest thing for me. But at the time it was Birmingham Beverage, we were not AlaBev.
That's right.
And I have never been so blessed as I was with Birmingham Beverage.
That's one of the cool parts about working for this company is we say we're just big enough, but we're just small enough. And Harry's a lot of things, but he's big-hearted, and he cares about the people who care.
He's very
about
family oriented.
That's right. And you know, not everybody gets to see that side of them because we have gotten so big
Oh, yeah.
throughout the state. But the people who are in close proximity know that about them, and that's great.
Now, I have to tell you, this has happened twice to me, this week and last week. I got a call from, I want to say it was Illinois or Ohio, wanting to get a beer tap. And I said, you're going to have to talk to your distributor there, but I'm interested in buying the beer. I said, sir, we can't send it out of state. And then they got very upset, and one guy called and wanted a tap handle for Anger. And I said, you're going to have to deal with whoever distributes in there. And he was from Missouri. And he said, but I'll buy the beer. I said, we can't send it out of state.
Don't put that on the video because Harry will have us going to Illinois and Ohio. And not that we won't, Harry. We will do it. We will do it. You know, I definitely, not that our situation was tougher than yours going through the stroke, but man, I remember you being gone. And poor Bigfoot.
Everybody,
I think he almost had a stroke. Yeah.
He learned to run reports.
Yeah, he did.
And he learned to do everything. And what was so bad when I had that stroke, and I mean, it was so bad because they would call me and they'd say, can you do so and so? And I didn't know how to do it. I honestly and truthfully did not know how to do it. And I had to regroup and figure out how to do it. And then whenever I came back to work, I could only work 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
And but I gradually got it all back together.
Good. Well, we're glad. Tell us something that nobody knows about you. That's okay for TV.
Something that nobody knows about me. My husband was self-employed, and yes, he was self-employed for over 20 years. And when he and I was doing all of his bookkeeping for him, and I know he used a lot of the work release guys, and he gave them the opportunity to work. And this one guy was interested in coming to work, and the whole time that he is interviewing with my husband, he's telling him, I can't be here Monday because I got to be at the court for my brother because he's on trial for murder. And I'm going, no, we don't want to hire him. No, we definitely do not want to hire him. And I told my husband, I said, I appreciate everything that you're doing, but let's rethink what we're doing. And I was trying to think. Really, I can't think of anything, y'all. My life is an open book.
Boy, that's the truth.
So,
I didn't even know the dog stories.
Yes,
but,
yes.
But that's a good thing. Out of all the products that we carry, what's your favorite?
I like Coors Light, and I like Seagram's.
Oh, okay.
But I don't drink because of the medication that it's on. Now, I have to tell you a funny story about Steve. I'm going to bring him in on
We
this.
got plenty of time for that.
He is.
I'll swap you some funny stories.
He gave me a sample of a beer that we no longer carry, but at the time it was, I want to say it was Woody's grapefruit, and it had grapefruit in the beer. And I liked, at the time I could drink grapefruit. So I carried it home, and I came back and I said, you better not, whatever you do, you better not bring that beer in. And he told me, he said, he'd come by me and he'd say, you keep your mouth shut, we're going to bring this beer in. And I think we had it about 3 months. It just did not go over.
To you.
And also, you asked me about a funny story. This isn't funny, but anyway. When I interviewed with Mr. Barnett, Mr. Barnett told me, he said, we sell beer. I said, yes, sir. I don't drink beer, but I know you sell beer. And I said, my husband drinks beer. He said, what does he drink? And I said, Bud Light.
Ooh.
And they'd come by there and say, Brenda, what does Ronnie drink? And I said, Bud Light. And they said, she works for Coors. And I went home and I told Ronnie, I said, you got to change what you drink.
Swapping over. Well, that's good. Well, Brenda, I couldn't be happier for you to have this.
I appreciate it.
You know, from a personal side, I know I couldn't have done anything. I don't think the company could have done anything in the days when there was just a few of us pulling together to get stuff accomplished, and we were growing so fast that, you know, we wore multiple hats, and it was really just who could get the job done.
Right.
And we did it, and it was a team. You know, I don't know if we always liked each other, but we loved each other, and that was necessary, and that's Bigfoot included.
Let me say this: we did not let anybody else say anything bad about any of us.
That's right.
Now, we could say whatever we wanted to, but we did not let anybody else say anything bad about any of us.
And to this day, she is the only one who I allow to call me by a certain nickname. And what is that nickname?
Redheaded stepchild.
Redheaded stepchild. But that's because she's my Brenda. Well, Brenda, I appreciate it.
Thank
I hope
you.
you guys have a great February, and I look forward to an awesome 2019.
Thank you very much.